Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. It's great to be here today, and it's really good that you've all taken time out of your Sunday to be with us and hear from these amazing speakers that Prabhjot's introduced us to. So Eco-Sikh UK, there's so much on our social media and our website that you can find out about. What I'm here to do today is just give you a few highlights, a few headlines on the things that we've been up to and what we stand for. And really, one of the main things that is that we want to provide a platform to celebrate, inspire all the wonderful work that's going on, not just in the UK, but also around the world. And it's all about the teachings of Guru Har Rai Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and our gurus that underpin Eco-Sikh UK's values and philosophy. So if we can have the next slide. This shows the multi-faith events that we do, because as much as the actual meaning of learn, and we learn so much from speaking about other people's faiths and how sustainability, environmental topic underpins so many people's values in all the faith communities. So these are just some of the people that have invited us to speak on different topics. We're really grateful to have those interactions. Eco-Sikh Scotland is the next slide. They did a brilliant event yesterday, and that was to create a wildlife corridor and do some eco work, really hands-on, and it was multi-faith. It was lots of different people, and that really is one of the best experiences that we could have. So Harjot Singh is our Scotland lead. Very, very grateful for the work that he does for the team. Eco-Sikh Ireland is on the next slide, and they planted their first Guru Nanak forest in Ireland, in County Limerick. And in Limerick, they had people from all the different backgrounds come together, and this was a really, really big success. So we're really proud of the work that Eco-Sikh Ireland are doing, and we can learn so much from their community work. The next slide, please. It shows our Forestry England collaboration, which we're really excited about. They got in touch with us to find out how they could increase the usage of their spaces for people of different communities and backgrounds. And we know with the Punjabi Sikh community, so much of our past ancestry is rooted in the outdoors and rural life. So we would love to do more going forward to help get people out there, access these green spaces. And you can see there Jas Benning on the left, overseeing some tree planting going there with Forestry England representative. Sikh Channel came to video it and publicise the event. That's Davina, who is our other volunteer, our student volunteer, who's been very, very helpful. And then Woodland Trust, they've had a tree planting event just last week as well in Derby. And that was where Dr. Hardeep Singh, there you can see him with his family and other members of the public to plant in the Young People's Forest in Derby. So we've got the Rainham Essex event, the Forestry England, and Derby there. So you can see all around the country, there is so much that could be done. The next slide, please. This shows our Diwali celebrations. So last year, the Environment Agency got in touch with us and they said, we've got a plastic pollution prevention project. Could we get involved with looking at some of your festivals? So they've done things for Christmas, for Eid, for Ramadan, and other festivals. So with the Sikh festivals, we looked at Bandi Chor Divas, and we produced posters to talk about the waste and plastic and fun. We tried to get Gurdwara to look at these posters and display them in their public places. But then also, Prabhjot Singh, you can see there, is lighting a diva. And this was done in Birmingham at a bridge where they did a laser light show to not have fireworks and celebrate in a different way instead. And also the kayaking that Prabhjot helps with Canal River Trust. It's trying to get people people engaged and people using the canals and waterways rather than thinking that they're places that they've not been to, so they'll just leave. It's getting that introduction and familiarity with them going. Can everybody see the slides now? I think there was a comment that the slides weren't visible to everyone. Harjot will just have a look at that. The next slide, please. The children. The ones that take the conversations into their families and homes as much as parents. They learn so much at school, and so for that reason, we do a lot of work with them. We try to go into Gurdwara. You can see me there at the top with Charanjit Singh from Basics of Sikhi. He does events every weekend or every month at a Gurdwara in Leeds. That was a Tong Road Gurdwara, Guru Nanak Gurdwara. And we did a presentation about environment and nature, and the children got involved with a quiz and artwork. And it was a really good open discussion about what's going on in the world. And you can see on the right there, we've got a picture of a young boy at Guru Nanak Gurdwara in Smethwick in Birmingham. They were celebrating their 60th anniversary. And so Eco-Sikh were invited to have a stall there where we gave out free seeds, leaflets, and a pledge tree was set up so that people could write their feelings of gratitude or make their pledges about caring for nature. Next slide, please. So COP26 happened last year, and that was quite a big thing because it was all over the news. So for about 2 weeks, non-stop, every time you put the news on, there was so much about COP26. Now, Eco-Sikh UK are members of Faith with the Climate, and with the membership there, they put in an application to have an interfaith panel discussion and talk about how faith can contribute towards combating climate change and taking action. So I spoke there on behalf of Eco-Sikh UK. Harjot was a volunteer there, and that's how we met, because in Glasgow they were asking for people to come together to do their volunteering and signpost where people should be going in the city. We've got, at the same time as COP26, where Hardeep Baji was invited to Scottish Parliament to speak. I was also invited to a Scottish school where there was no Gurdwara nearby, so I had to Zoom a call, and for 3 hours I think I saw about 5 or 6 different classes and talked to them about what the Sikh faith says about nature, and they had various different faiths also presenting. And I think Scotland really came together to host COP26, and the faith communities there probably got much more engaged. At the same time, you can see at the top corner, we've got the Punjab farmers' protests. They were happening, and so they were addressed as part of our talk in terms of what are the causes and effects of some of the land changes. The Geethan for Climate Change poster you can see at the bottom was something that Shepherd's Bush Gurdwara did, of whose president is a speaker today. And that was a lovely event where, to commemorate COP26, all the way down south there, they wanted to hold an event to talk about it. The next slide, please. It shows the local work. So it's global, national, local, regional. And so Eco-Sikh UK, with many thanks to Sikh Alliance Yorkshire, put a joint application in to become a commissioner for the Yorkshire and Humber Climate Commission. Now, it's really important that ethnic and diverse voices get recognised in local policy and regional policy. So when we get involved in this commission, we're also hearing about how we can get more involved. People from our different backgrounds can get involved in the climate conversation. So you can see there, the Yorkshire Humber Climate Commission have put an executive summary in 5 different languages, and one of them there is Punjabi. We're urging people to read that. With the Environment Agency, we also did a Bandi Chhod Divas webinar. We spoke at the Climate Change Summit. We were invited to speak there. And you can see at the bottom there, so one thing, he's a local person from Bradford, near where I live. And he cycled from Bradford to Glasgow during COP. So that was a really, it was something that I really felt we should be talking about, the role that people are playing to be part of the lobbying and the activism that's happening outside of these public spaces, where people are coming together, government bodies are coming together. There's also the people action that happens outside of that, which is equally as powerful. So I'll finish it there. Just a few tips there on following on social media. We were quite quiet on social media for quite a while, just because we were so busy doing, but the Sangat spoke and we listened. And so our social media presence has picked up a lot more. Amrit Pal on our team has done a lot on Twitter. And Harjot and Davina have done a lot on Instagram and Facebook. So please do follow us. Do sign up to our newsletter, but also these are just some really interesting things on social media that you could also follow to find out more. We don't claim to be the experts on environmental management and sustainability and climate change. All we're trying to do is share information as much as we can. And these are some great people to follow. So thank you very much for your time.